What if I told you there's a country where ancient temples rise next to futuristic skyscrapers, where lush jungles meet pristine beaches, and where volcanoes create landscapes straight out of a sci-fi movie? Gear up for an adventure that's about to shatter everything you thought you knew about Indonesia. Selamat datang. Welcome to Indonesia, a land where the extraordinary meets the unexpected. With over 17,000 islands to explore, the experiences here can be mind-boggling. But don't panic. We've got your ultimate travel guide that'll totally transform your understanding of this epic archipelago. We're here to make your Indonesian adventure epic and stress-free. Did you know 60% of Indonesia's entire population lives on just one island? No joke, this is a geographical mind-blower that'll have you questioning everything you thought you knew about the world. We're talking about a country where vibrant city life collides with jaw-dropping nature, where ancient traditions meet modern innovations. Mount Bromo? More like Mount Unreal. From bustling streets in Jakarta to mystical temples in Bali, Indonesia isn't just a place, it's an experience that will rewrite your idea of what adventure really is. Bonus: stick around, and I'll reveal the wild cultural secrets that'll make your travel Instagram explode with likes. So, are you ready to explore the heart of Indonesia? Smash that subscribe button, drop a comment about your wildest Indonesia dream, and let's dive into the most incredible country on planet Earth. Why 60% of Indonesia's population lives on one island? Imagine an island smaller than California that packs in more people than Russia and Japan combined. Sounds impossible, right? Welcome to Java, the island that breaks every rule of human geography. Here's the crazy part. This tiny slice of Indonesia holds 60% of the country's entire population. But why? The answer will blow your mind. Picture this. You're standing on soil so incredibly rich that farmers can grow 3 harvests of rice per year. This isn't just dirt, it's black gold, created by a ring of active volcanoes that literally fertilize the island. These same volcanoes that could destroy everything are actually the secret sauce that makes life here possible. Mind-blowing. But wait, it gets wilder. Ancient kingdoms figured out this volcanic cheat code centuries ago, building massive temples and engineering water systems so advanced they're still working today. We're talking about irrigation networks older than the United States that are still feeding millions. Then the Dutch showed up and basically said, "This place is too perfect." They turned Java into their Southeast Asian headquarters, building railways, ports, and cities that transformed this volcanic wonderland into an economic powerhouse. Talk about a historical plot twist. Today, Java is like a Sim City on steroids. Ancient temples stand next to skyscrapers, bullet trains zip past rice fields, and 150 million people somehow make it work. This isn't just an island, it's a miracle of human adaptation that proves when nature gives you volcanoes, you make paradise. Captivating curiosities. Deep within the cultural tapestry of Indonesia lies a collection of captivating curiosities that few travelers ever discover. Let me take you on a journey through some of the most fascinating yet lesser-known hidden gems of this archipelagic nation. Maning. In the highlands of Toraja, a time-honored ritual known as Manaini occurs every 3 years, where families ceremoniously exhume their deceased relatives, clean their bodies, dress them in new clothes, and take family photos with them. This practice, deeply rooted in the belief that death is merely a stepping stone to the next life, showcases the profound connection between the living and their ancestors, creating scenes that simultaneously intrigue and challenge Western perspectives on mortality. Kampung Bawah Tanah. Hidden beneath the bustling streets of Jakarta, a remarkable underground community known as the Kampung Bawah, Tanah exists in repurposed Dutch colonial-era drainage systems. These subterranean neighborhoods, complete with makeshift homes, small shops, and even a primitive electrical grid house hundreds of residents who have transformed these forgotten spaces into vibrant communities, demonstrating human resilience and adaptability in the face of urbanization challenges. The crown jewel of the Coral Triangle. Beneath the emerald waves of Raja Ampat lies a kaleidoscopic underwater landscape harboring more marine biodiversity than anywhere else on Earth. This aquatic wonderland, often called the crown jewel of the Coral Triangle, hosts over 1,500 species of reef fish and 75% of all known coral species in the world. Most captivating are the walking sharks found nowhere else on Earth, which use their fins to stroll across the seafloor at night. Local legends speak of ancient sea spirits who blessed these waters with such abundance to reward the kindness of coastal villages, though marine biologists attribute this diversity to the unique convergence of Pacific and Indian Ocean currents. Dieng Plateau. Tucked away in the heart of central Java, the Dieng Plateau presents a mystifying landscape where ancient Hindu temples emerge from morning mist like apparitions from another era. This volcanic complex, sitting at 2,000 meters above sea level, is home to some of Indonesia's oldest Hindu architecture, dating back to the 7th century. The plateau's name literally means abode of the gods, and when you witness the ethereal sight of sulfuric lakes changing colors at dawn, while geometric potato fields pattern the landscape like a living quilted blanket, you understand why early Javanese considered this a divine dwelling place. Kasada Ritual. In the shadow of Mount Bromo stands the remarkable Tengger community, one of the last remaining Hindu enclaves in Java. Each year, they perform the spectacular Kasada Ritual, where they throw offerings into the active volcano's crater. The most fascinating aspect is the crater catchers, local villagers who risk their lives by positioning themselves on the steep crater walls with nets, attempting to catch the offerings before they fall into the volcanic abyss. This dangerous practice has evolved from traditional religious ceremony to a complex intersection of spirituality, economic necessity, and tourist spectacle. Sikerei. On the island of Siberut, the Mentawai shamans, referred to as Sikerei, maintain one of the exceptionally elaborate traditional tattoo cultures in the world. These spiritual leaders, adorned with intricate botanical patterns that map the medicinal plants they work with, live in perfect harmony with the rainforest. Their tattoos serve as both a medical reference guide and a spiritual passport, with each pattern representing specific healing knowledge passed down through generations. The most remarkable aspect is their ability to enter trance states where they claim to communicate with the spirits of the plants themselves. Karapan Sapi. In East Java's Madura, the ancient tradition of cow racing, known as Karapan Sapi, transforms farming tools into racing chariots. Pairs of massive bulls, adorned with intricate decorations and controlled by daring jockeys standing on wooden sleds, thunder down dirt tracks at speeds reaching 50 kilometers per hour. What's truly fascinating isn't just the race itself, but the year-long preparation where prized bulls receive better care than even humans, including regular massages with beer, spice rubs, and strict dietary regimens that would put Olympic athletes to shame. World's largest flower. In the remote corners of Sumatra's Kerinci Seblat National Park, the world's largest flower, Rafflesia arnoldi, blooms in spectacular fashion. Referred to locally as corpse flower due to its distinctive aroma, these magnificent blooms can reach up to 1 meter in diameter. What makes this flower truly remarkable isn't just its size, but its enigmatic nature. It has no leaves, roots, or stem, living as a parasite inside its host vine. The flower takes 9 months to form, blooms for just 5 to 7 days, and botanists still haven't figured out how to cultivate it outside its natural habitat, making every bloom a rare and precious event. Waruga. Deep in the forests of North Sulawesi, the Minahasa people maintain the tradition of Waruga, unique above-ground burial sites shaped similar to miniature houses. These stone sarcophagi, carved with intricate symbols and scenes from the deceased's life, feature seated bodies positioned in the fetal position, believed to mirror how they entered the world. The most fascinating aspect is how these burial sites doubled as genealogical records, with the carvings serving as a form of historical documentation for future generations. Pasola. On the remote island of Sumba, the time-honored tradition of Pasola continues to captivate visitors with its spectacular display of mock warfare. During this harvest festival, mounted warriors hurl wooden spears at each other while riding bareback on decorated horses, their blood believed to fertilize the soil. The more injuries sustained, the more bountiful the harvest is expected to be, a testament to the intricate relationship between ritual, sacrifice, and agricultural prosperity. Mystical Lake. In West Java's Kawah Putih Crater Lake, a stunning natural phenomenon creates an ever-changing landscape where the water shifts between brilliant turquoise, milky white, and sometimes even brown, depending on the sulfur concentration and temperature. Local legends speak of birds falling from the sky when flying over this mystical lake, leading to its reputation as a place where the natural and supernatural worlds intersect. The surrounding landscape, dotted with bleached trees and otherworldly white rocks, adds to the ethereal atmosphere. Scientists attribute the lake's color-changing properties to the complex interaction of minerals, while local elders tell tales of ancient spirits dwelling in its depths. Visitors often report feeling a sense of peaceful otherworldliness as they witness the mist dancing across the surface, creating illusions that seem to blur the line between reality and fantasy. The most mineral-rich salt in the world, Flores Salt Gardens. Picture this, the world's most beautiful salt factory, where Mother Nature plays head chef. Along Flores's volcanic coastline, local salt farmers have created what looks like an artist's interpretation of a chessboard, made of shallow pools glittering under the tropical sun. This isn't your ordinary table salt. It's the caviar of seasonings, packed with more minerals than a multivitamin supplement. The black volcanic sand acts as a natural filter, creating what chefs worldwide have dubbed white gold. Local farmers joke that their salt doesn't just season food, it tells stories of ancient volcanoes and ocean depths, while workers navigate the narrow paths with the grace of tightrope walkers. Dayak sacred tattoos. Deep in Kalimantan's lush jungles, where even GPS signals fear to tread, the Dayak people have turned their bodies into living works of art that would make any modern tattoo artist's jaw drop. Using nothing more than citrus thorns and plant-based pigments, they create intricate designs that tell stories more complex than your favorite Netflix series. Each pattern is said to grant special powers, from night vision to spirit protection, though locals humorously warn that results may vary, especially when it comes to seeing in the dark. The most fascinating part? These botanical inks are created using ancient recipes passed down through generations, with some tribal elders claiming the patterns serve as a form of permanent acupuncture. Mbaru Niang. In the remote village of Waruga on Flores Island, 7 magnificent conical communal houses known as Mbaru Niang rise like giant mushrooms above the clouds. These 5-story structures, built without any nails and held together by precise architectural techniques passed down through generations, house entire extended families and serve as living museums of traditional Manggarai culture. Fish calling. Along the pristine beaches of the Kai Islands, local fishermen practice fish calling, an ancient technique where they create specific sounds underwater to attract specific species of fish. This remarkable practice, referred to as Ngurbloat, demonstrates the deep understanding these communities have developed of marine life behavior over countless generations. Korowai tribe treehouses. In the dense forests of West Papua, the Korowai tribe continues to build and live in remarkable treehouse structures reaching heights of up to 40 meters above the ground. These architectural marvels, Constructed using only natural materials and traditional techniques, serve both as homes and defensive structures, showcasing human ingenuity in harmony with nature. Wonders of Indonesia. Borobudur Temple. Rising like a lotus from emerald rice paddies, Borobudur stands as humanity's largest Buddhist temple, a 9-tiered cosmic mountain that whispers tales in the 8th century. Each dawn, mist curls around 72 stone stupas, each housing a serene Buddhist statue that has meditated here for over 1,200 years. The temple's 2,672 relief panels tell stories that could keep an art historian busy for lifetimes, while pilgrims circumambulate its corridors in an ancient ritual of enlightenment. Most visitors don't realize that the entire structure is actually a massive mandala when viewed from above, a spiritual blueprint of the Buddhist cosmos set in stone. At sunrise, when the first rays of light pierce through the morning fog, you'll swear you're witnessing the same view that amazed pilgrims over a millennium ago. Komodo National Park. Where else can you encounter living dragons in the 21st century? These prehistoric reptiles, which can grow to 10 feet long, patrol pristine beaches and savanna grasslands as scaled sovereigns of their domain. The park spans 3 main islands, Komodo, Rica, and Pader, where turquoise waters hide some of the world's richest marine biodiversity. Imagine diving into waters where manta rays soar like underwater eagles as pink beaches, yes, they're actually pink, stretch along the shoreline. The dramatic landscapes here look reminiscent of something out of Jurassic Park, except these dragons are very real, and yes, they can smell fear, or at least blood, from several miles away. Raja Ampat. Beneath the surface of these pristine waters lies an underwater Eden that makes marine biologists weak in the knees. This archipelago of over 1,500 small islands houses 75% of known coral species and more fish species than the entire Caribbean. Imagine floating above coral gardens where pygmy seahorses play hide-and-seek among sea fans as schools of barracuda swirl in massive silvery tornadoes. Above water, limestone karsts thrust dramatically from turquoise seas, and rare birds of paradise perform their elaborate courtship dances in the jungle canopy. It's the kind of place that makes you believe in magic, underwater magic, that is. Mount Bromo. In the pre-dawn darkness, jeeps wind their way up volcanic slopes as bundled tourists huddle against the cold. Then the sun rises and jaws drop. Bromo emerges from a sea of clouds resembling an ancient god awakening, steam billowing from its crater across a landscape that looks more akin to a lunar surface than Earth. Part of the Tengger Massif in East Java, this active volcano sits within the massive Tengger caldera, surrounded by a vast plain of volcanic sand, aptly named the Sea of Sand. When the local Tengger people toss offerings into the crater during the annual Kasada festival, you'll understand why volcanoes here are still considered sacred. Tana Toraja. High in the misty mountains of Sulawesi, the Toraja people have created one of the world's most fascinating cultures. Their distinctive boat-shaped houses, called tangkonan, rise from emerald rice terraces as time-worn ships frozen in time. But it's their elaborate funeral ceremonies that capture the imagination. Festivals that can last for days, where buffalo fights are as common as funeral processions, and where the deceased are treated as sick rather than dead until the proper ceremonies can be performed. Natural rock graves decorated with tau-tau, wooden effigies of the deceased, watch over the valleys, creating a landscape where the line between the living and the dead seems remarkably thin. Prambanan Temple. If Borobudur represents Buddhist majesty, Prambanan is its Hindu counterpart, a collection of razor-sharp spires that scratch the sky like stone lightning bolts. Built in the 9th century, this UNESCO World Heritage Site tells the epic Ramayana through intricate relief carvings, while its main temples represent the Hindu Trimurti, Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. During full moons, The Ramayana ballet performs against this dramatic backdrop, creating a spectacle that combines ancient architecture, cultural dance, and theatrical storytelling in a way that makes time travel seem possible. Lake Toba. Imagine a lake so vast it could swallow Singapore twice. Now imagine this lake sits in the caldera of a supervolcano, with an island the size of Hong Kong in its center. Welcome to Lake Toba, the world's largest volcanic lake and site of Earth's largest known explosive eruption in the last 25 million years. Today, the Batak people call this paradise home, their traditional houses dotting the shoreline as historic megalithic sculptures remind visitors of the region's rich cultural heritage. The lake's cool climate and stunning scenery make it feel more reminiscent of Switzerland than Sumatra, until you taste the local spicy cuisine, that is, Derawan Islands. Off the coast of East Kalimantan, the Derawan Archipelago offers encounters with some of the ocean's most fascinating creatures. Imagine swimming with thousands of stingless jellyfish in their ancestral lake, watching green turtles nest on pristine beaches, or diving with massive manta rays in crystal-clear waters. The islands themselves look like artists' renderings of tropical paradise. Pristine white beaches, swaying palms, and authentic stilt houses stretching over turquoise lagoons. It's the kind of place where time seems to move more slowly, measured in turtle steps rather than minutes. Kelimutu Lakes. 3 crater lakes, 3 different colors that change unpredictably. Welcome to one of Earth's strangest natural phenomena. Sitting atop Mount Kelimutu in Flores, these lakes have been known to shift between turquoise, black, and red, thanks to mineral-rich underwater fumaroles. Local people believe these lakes house the spirits of the departed, with different lakes for different types of souls. Whether you believe in spirits or science, watching the sunrise transform these multicolored pools is akin to witnessing Earth's most beautiful mood ring in action. Mentawai Islands. Off Sumatra's western coast lies a surfer's paradise that time forgot. The Mentawai Islands are home to both perfect waves and one of the world's most fascinating indigenous cultures. The Mentawai people maintain their traditional way of life, complete with intricate tattoos and a deep connection to the spirit world, while their islands produce some of the finest, consistently perfect waves on the planet. Whether you come for the culture or the surf, you'll find yourself in a world where modern civilization feels very far away indeed. Must-see cities of Indonesia. Jakarta. Like a chaotic symphony conducted by an eccentric genius, Indonesia's capital pulses with an energy that either thrills or overwhelms, often both simultaneously. Gleaming skyscrapers tower over centuries-old Dutch colonial buildings, while luxury malls sit beside local markets where vendors hawk everything from ancient remedies to the latest smartphones. Don't miss the historic Kota Tua district, where colonial architecture transports you back to the Dutch East Indies era. The city's legendary traffic jams have spawned a vibrant cafe culture, where young entrepreneurs plot the country's future over cups of world-class local coffee. Pro tip: the city's best food often comes from humble street carts that appear at sunset, turning sidewalks into Southeast Asia's most exciting dining rooms. Yogyakarta. Affectionately known as Jaga, this city is Java's soul, where batik artisans craft masterpieces in hidden courtyards and gamelan music floats through narrow lanes. Still ruled by a sultan who resides in an historic Kraton palace, Yogyakarta maintains its role as the guardian of Javanese culture while embracing a vibrant arts scene that attracts creatives from across the archipelago. The city serves as the perfect base for exploring both Borobudur and Prambanan temples. But don't rush away. The real magic happens in the evening, when traditional shadow puppet shows bring timeless epics to life, and street food vendors create culinary masterpieces on portable grills. Nestled in Bali's cultural heartland, Ubud dances to its own mystical rhythm. Famous as the setting for eat, pray, love, this town has managed to maintain its soul despite its popularity. Sacred monkey forests border historic temples, while rice terraces cascade down hillsides like green stairs to heaven. Art galleries and yoga studios share space with traditional healers and ceremonial processions. The morning market explosion of colors, scents, and sounds offers a masterclass in Balinese daily life, while the evening brings performances of cultural dance, so precise and powerful they seem to slow time itself. Bandung, known as the Paris of Java for its colonial architecture and fashion scene, Bandung surprises visitors with its cool climate and creative energy. University students and young designers have transformed the city into Indonesia's capital of creative cool, with Art Deco buildings housing cutting-edge galleries and boutiques. The surrounding volcanic landscape offers hot springs and tea plantations that look like green carpets rolled across the hills. Don't miss the weekend fashion markets where tomorrow's trends are born, or the legendary food scene that ranges from classic Sundanese cuisine to innovative fusion experiments. Malang. This highland city in East Java combines Dutch colonial charm with modern Indonesian innovation. Rainbow-colored kampongs, villages, have transformed formerly drab neighborhoods into Instagram sensations, while traditional markets burst with fresh produce from the surrounding farmland. The city's position in a valley surrounded by volcanoes creates a microclimate perfect for growing apples and brewing coffee. Students from its prestigious universities fuel a vibrant cafe culture, where traditional jamu, herbal medicine, meets artisanal coffee in creative concoctions that could only exist in Indonesia. Ambon, the capital of Maluku province, once known as the Spice Islands, Ambon retains the multicultural flavor of its trading past. Portuguese fortresses overlook a perfect natural harbor where fishing boats bob beside pearl diving vessels. The city's markets still overflow with the spices that once made these islands the ultimate real estate on earth. Music flows through Ambon's veins. Its residents are known throughout Indonesia for their powerful voices, and impromptu choir performances can break out anywhere from church steps to beach barbecues. Manado. Perched on the northeastern tip of Sulawesi, Manado serves as a gateway to some of Indonesia's most spectacular marine life. The city itself blends Christian churches with Islamic mosques in a harmony that's distinctly Indonesian. Its cuisine is legendary for both its deliciousness and intensity. Think chili-spiced grilled fish that will have you breathing fire. Beyond the city limits, the Bunaken Marine Park offers world-class diving, while highland villages maintain ancient megalithic traditions. Don't leave without trying the local specialty, Rica-Rica, spicy grilled fish or chicken. Just keep a cold bintang beer handy. Palembang. Straddling the mighty Musi River, Sumatra's oldest city combines ancient Srivijaya Empire grandeur with oil boom modernization. Classic wooden houses on stilts line the riverbanks, while modern bridges span waters that once carried spice-laden ships to distant shores. The city's signature dish, pempek, fish cake served with a dark vinegar sauce, is so beloved that locals eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. During the annual Sriwijaya Festival, the river comes alive with traditional boat races and floating markets that recall the city's golden age as capital of a maritime empire. Makassar, South Sulawesi's gateway city, has been a melting pot of maritime cultures for centuries. Classic Pinisi schooners still dock in the historic harbor, their wooden hulls and soaring sails little changed from the days when they carried spices across the archipelago. The city's seafront becomes a massive open-air food court at sunset, where you can sample Indonesia's freshest seafood while watching one of the country's most spectacular sunsets. Fort Rotterdam, a 16th-century Dutch fortress, stands as a reminder of colonial times, while traditional Bugis and Makassar culture thrives in the city's markets and customs. Samarinda, the capital of East Kalimantan, showcases the complexity of modern Indonesia. Traditional Dayak culture mingles with oil wealth in this riverside city, where elaborate wooden longhouses share the skyline with modern hotels. The Islamic center's 9 towering minarets dominate the cityscape, while traditional floating markets conduct business as they have for centuries on the Mahakam River. Don't miss the Samarinda Seberang area, famous for its sarong weaving industry, where skilled artisans create intricate patterns that tell stories of Borneo's rich cultural heritage. Know before you go. Jam carrot. The concept of jam carrot, literally meaning rubber time, pervades Indonesian culture and can be particularly challenging for Western visitors to adapt to. This fluid approach to time means that appointments, meetings, and even transportation schedules are often treated as flexible suggestions rather than rigid commitments. Understanding and embracing this cultural difference will save you considerable frustration and help you appreciate the more relaxed rhythm of Indonesian life. Finger pointing. In many cultural communities throughout Indonesia, pointing with your index finger is considered extremely rude, as is touching someone's head or passing objects with your left hand. Instead, locals gesture by extending their thumb with fingers curled beneath, a subtle but important cultural distinction that can make the difference between being welcomed as a respectful guest or viewed as an ignorant outsider. Malu. The complex concept of malu, a mixture of shame, shyness, and social awareness, governs many social interactions in Indonesia. This cultural phenomenon means that direct confrontation, or public displays of negative emotions, are generally avoided at all costs. Understanding this principle is crucial for navigating social situations, as what might seem like simple directness to Westerners could be interpreted as aggressive or disrespectful by locals. Giving and receiving with the right hand. In Indonesia, the left hand is traditionally considered unclean. Therefore, it's customary to give and receive items, including food and money, with your right hand. This simple gesture demonstrates respect for local customs and avoids causing unintentional offense. Wonders of Indonesia. Now that we've journeyed through the hidden treasures of Indonesia, I'm curious about your dreams of exploration. Will you find yourself wandering through the mystical treehouses of the Korowai, participating in the ancient salt-making traditions of Flores, or perhaps experiencing the supernatural ambience of Kawah Putih? Share your Indonesian adventure aspirations in the comments below. If this journey through Indonesia's lesser-known wonders has captured your imagination, don't forget to subscribe for more off-the-beaten-path explorations. Until our paths cross again, may your wanderlust lead you to extraordinary discoveries, wherever your compass points. Salamat Tinggal.